Cool. First question will come from Greg Barnes. So, Greg, go ahead and lead us off.
Hey, Chazz. Wanted to look back at Virginia Tech for a minute. What were they able to do in kind of limiting your ability out there, being as effective as you've been in other games?
I think they schemed up a lot of good run plays with the no tight end. The quarterback run kind of gives them a numbers advantage, so they had some extra blockers out there. I think that those two things, along with some guys being out front, I think just kind of paired it together. But I just got to play better, play harder. That's about it.
All right, thank you. And on a completely different topic, you've been around a while, so you kind of saw how Larry Fedora's staff handled penalties. I know they did the Tar Heel Circle, those kind of things. How does Mack Brown and his staff address those with the players?
Yeah, I know he preached that to us this morning about being more disciplined. Those penalties and close ball games can come back to bite us. So I know we're trying to do a better job of eliminating those penalties.
So is it just a matter of the coaches just talking to you? There's no like huddle where guys are called out or anything?
No. Maybe in the individual meeting rooms, but not in public. I mean, not out in practice. But yeah, we've definitely been stressing that because I think we had 90-something yards of penalties last game, so that's not good at all. So we got to clean that up.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, let's go over to Andrew Jones.
Hey, Chazz, FSU a game and a half ago made a change at quarterback, and they believe that the offense is now moving in the right direction. I think his name is Jordan Travis. What have you seen in him that presents a challenge to you guys this week?
He's a good player. I think their offense does move a little better when he's in the game. He can run it. He can throw it. I think he's going to, be a good task for us this week on the defense side of the ball. A great athlete in space. So we're going to have to, play disciplined football and maintain our gaps and, be able to stop the quarterback run as well as, not, suck up and trigger and leave guys open, like vertical shots and stuff like that. So I think that'll be the two biggest things for this game.
Is that maybe the difference that he makes, is that the threat of running, but he can also chuck the ball downfield?
Yeah, he can throw it pretty well. He's an effective passer, and they got a receiver out there that's pretty good. So, yeah, being able to run and throw definitely presents more problems for defense.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go to Brennan Marks.
Chazz, thanks for taking the time. Mac, in addition to the penalties, was saying that one other area he'd like you guys to sort of focus on was trying to create more turnovers. And it's very easy just to say, hey, go do this. But what can you guys do to sort of hopefully bring those along? And just from what you've seen so far, why has that been something of an issue so far?
I don't know. We've got our hands on a lot of balls in the secondary. We just haven't been able to come down with them. I guess looking in, focus a little bit more, and then up front, just try to be conscious to strip the ball. I think there's been some opportunities where we missed out on trying to strip it. Instead of we tried to make the tackle instead of trying to go for the strip. So I think that those are some things we'll have to try to put in the front of our mind as we go out there and play.
You.
All right, Ross Martin, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, how did you miss Ray Vohesik? I mean, what kind of difference did he make that you didn't see against Virginia Tech?
Ray is just able to command a lot more attention up front. He's a really good player. Kind of allows us to, run and make plays. So missing him, I think we'll get him back this week. He's a very good player for us, very effective. So hopefully we get him back this week.
Okay, Aaron Beard, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, your first 2 years, the program was having some rough times, not winning many games, a lot of issues you guys are having to deal with. What is the difference now when you're looking at like the poll and you guys are number 5 in the country? And Matt Brown was saying yesterday that he's told you guys you still have to play well to win, and if you lose, it'll be over quick. I mean, what's the feeling like for you after you've seen it the other way?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see us at top 5 in the country, but at the same time, it's really quick to get it taken away. As soon as we lose a game, people will be on us. So I think just staying the course, playing one game at a time, I think is the best way to come out and practice hard, and play hard. I think that's all we can do, and manage that. I don't think looking ahead will get us anywhere, and thinking we're better than we are won't do anything either. So I think just staying the course, playing hard football, going out there and play hard every time we come out there is about all we can do.
All right, last one for Chazz. CL Brown, go ahead.
Chazz, 3 different games, 3 different starting lineups for the defense. I was just curious, with the moving parts that you guys have been able to work in, how has that affected, or has it, or is there no effect in terms of the continuity you feel like you guys have out there?
I don't know. I think we played with a lot of guys in practice, switching guys in and out. So it's not like anything really new for us. But I think Bateman, I think, does a good job interchanging the personnel based on situation. So we're kind of used to having different guys out there and different guys aligned. So I don't know. I'm just ready for everybody to get back healthy, so we can have our full roster out there, be able to go out there and play. But I don't know. It changes all the time. We just got to go out there and play hard. And that's all we can really control.
Yeah. With that being said, how far do you think you guys are off from reaching your potential defensively?
I think we got to get some guys back, but I think it starts up front, and then with me and Gimmel, I think we just got to go out there and lead our defense. And I think we just got to go out there and play hard and execute how we're supposed to in practice, like how we do in practice. I think that's the 2 biggest things. And then I think from there we'll kind of take off, play like we did the first couple games.
All right, thanks.
All right, Chazz. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
I think you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself before you go, or ask Jeremy to help you?
No, I'm just playing.
Okay, you got me. All right. First up is Luke Buxton. So Luke, go ahead.
So Mike, you're from
What's up?
obvious question. You're from Navarre, Florida, Santa Rosa County, about 3 hours away from Florida State's campus. First time you're going to get to play Florida State, especially in Tallahassee, after whatever went down in high school, being overlooked, coming to play at North Carolina. How much has that been on your mind this week? How much have you used as fuel, and what does it mean to go back home and play in front of family there?
Honestly, Luke, it doesn't really change my preparation. I think what fuels me is my teammates. It don't really matter who we play. We can play the New York Jets, and I'm trying to go hard. So it don't matter for me. And I will say this: Florida State record, they're better than their record shows. They're really talented across all the way up and down their roster, and so I think it'll be a good matchup for us, a good challenge. But as far as added motivation, I'm blessed to be in the position that I am. So I think it would behoove me to take advantage of the situation.
Any excitement to just play in Florida again?
Yeah, I do like being in Florida. It's just because it's where I'm from, but I don't think that just like playing Florida State means so much more than playing any other opponent, because we have a goal, and that's to win a championship. So however we can get there.
All right, let's go over to Taylor Viples.
What's up, Mike? After the game, Brian Anderson said that game was for Mitch Mason. What was the moment like for you when you saw him last week on the big board before the game, and overall just what he means to the program?
Yeah, it's so crazy, Taylor, because how Mitch is. Like he's a staple. Like he's really a staple in our Tar Heel family. So just seeing him on the board, and I had just texted him that was Thursday. I texted him on Tuesday, thinking about you, praying for you, because he means a lot to me, and he's helped me and so many other people through tough times. And he's always an encouraging person, just even when he doesn't know that you need it, and you did need it. He was there to say, "What's up, man? Like, how you doing?" Like, so I think it was huge for me. It was an emotional moment for me, just to see that he's, even though he's going through a tough time, he's so selfless, and I think that's inspiring.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, CL Brown, go ahead.
All right, Michael, you guys have scored on the opening drive of every game so far this year. What do you feel like has been the secret to that success? Why are you guys so good so far on these opening drives?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know, but I think it's a emphasis on trying to start fast and be consistent throughout the game, which I think we have to do better in the next few weeks. We're going forward, trying to play a full quarter game, but we do put an emphasis on starting fast and finishing fast. So I think we do start fast and we do finish fast. I think our point of emphasis that we need to get better on is them second and third quarter. So we're working though. We're working hard. So we're gonna get it done.
Yeah, and besides obviously having the lead, what does it do psychologically for the offense? To know you game planned it, you executed, it worked, you're up 7-0 after that first drive. Like how does that affect you guys, moving forward after that?
Yeah, I think it helps us get the momentum early in the game, which you guys saw on Saturday. Momentum is a big deal, bigger than it looks. So I think just having the momentum, but I think throughout the game, whether we're up or down or scoring or not scoring, on offense and defense, special teams, we're a confident bunch. So momentum, I think the momentum is always in our favor at least some extent, just because of the way that we carry ourselves.
All right.
Okay, let's go to Tomasi Duamensa.
Hey, Michael. So we always hear about the UNC culture and how everybody's pushing each other, working really, really hard. How has the culture evolved from what it was a season or two ago?
How has the culture evolved?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think it's interesting because one thing that we've always been here is tough. Win or lose, we fight. And I think the biggest change is that we're just having fun with each other. Like you look at an effort like Saturday, which is hard to recreate. It was just a moment. But you take a look at what the offensive line is doing. Well, they pushing people off the ball. Brian Anderson had 7 knockdowns. Like that's good work, Brian. But like the rest of the guys did a great job too. And then if you go back and watch replays of the games, and these receivers are blocking down the field like they head on fire. You got Daz Newsome out on the edge blocking Dax Holyfield, and then he gets past him, and then he goes back to block him again just because he cares about me or his teammates that much. So I think just like the culture of just like playing for each other, selfless play, and the continued toughness is the biggest part, along with just like having fun, because we wasn't, losing's not fun. So I think we're having a lot more fun.
All right, let's go to Charlie Mickens. Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, Michael, the other day you all were scoring, pretty, 5 or 6 play drives and stuff, and nothing like, y'all weren't like 10 plays or anything like that or anything. So how is this offense cooking right now, 3 games in now?
Yeah, I think we're heading in the right direction. Like I said, I still feel like we have something to work on, and just being more consistent. I do feel like you said, that we played better than we have played in recent games, and I think that's just because of the timing. Like Sam said before, the more time we get, the better our timing we'll get. So I think it's showing that, one, the timing is clicking, and we're playing for each other, and we're having fun.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Mark, let's do the last one for Michael here.
All right, last one. Emma Steinberg, go ahead, Emma.
Looking back at Saturday, with COVID impacting in-game attendance and that energy that comes from the crowd, did you feel a difference in having a crowd back versus having fanless stadiums in prior games? And how have you been able to keep that momentum up otherwise with the team?
I think it's great that we have fans there, but at the same time, I think our energy comes from the locker room. And we do love seeing our fans. So there's no like we love the fans. So I want that to be clear. But I think at the same time, if you don't bring your own juice, it's hard to win a game. So to answer your question, yeah, we are thankful for the fans, but I think that it's up to us to create that edge before the game and then practice in the week.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
For joining us.
How you doing? Man,
doing well. Do you have something you want to say real quick?
Yes, I have something I want to say. Before we start, I would just like to tell you guys that I stutter, but in case I do stutter now, which I probably do not plan on doing, but yes, we can continue though.
Thank you, sir. Greg Barnes, if
You-
you'd like to begin, go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Joshua, I appreciate you joining us, and thank you for that heads up. And I'm sure you'll do perfectly fine. Just going to want to ask, Saturday was your first game of the season coming back. What was it like getting out there, and how do you think you performed?
It was very fun, you know. I really miss being out there with my team, you know, just watching them. I felt like I really couldn't do anything. And I think I did good, you know. I still have some things to work on, you know. On Saturday I made a couple of mistakes, but like you will never have a perfect game, so that's fine with me.
And last year, the coaches really talked about you being very versatile, playing different positions. Kind of what was your emphasis this offseason, trying to expand on that and become a better player?
Just learning more about each spot, guard and tackle. You know, like sometimes I watch a right tackle in the league. Sometimes I watch right guard, a left guard, left tackle. Just really just picking from all of them and trying to use it in my skill set.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go over to Gregory Hall. Gregory, go ahead.
Hey, Joshua. Mac talked a lot about Florida State's size on the defensive line. I was just curious what you've seen out of them.
Yes, they are a very big front. They're actually very talented too. Like their record does not really show how talented they are. You know, they have probably all 3 or 4 of their interior guys are all above 6'4", 300 pounds, and then the 2 on the ends are above 6'5". So all we have to do is just keep on working. We have to get better every week, and then we have to go out there and perform too.
And then on a different note, I was wondering what it was like to take on Cayman Rucker in drills and practice and things like that. What kind of pass rush is he?
He'll be very good. He is a very good young guy. Like everything you guys have heard about him is the truth. Like he's probably one of the best out there already. Like he's just very powerful and he's very quick too. So taking on a guy like him every day also helps me get better too.
Tamari Fox called him mini me. Is that you see that compare?
Yes, he's probably just not as strong as him, but he's still very strong. But he's also very quick too. Very explosive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ross Martin, go ahead, Ross.
Joshua, I was wondering what's kind of the plan with you moving from guard to tackle and back and forth? Like, what's the strategy that Stacy Searles has used to kind of use you on the offensive line?
I just think of it as like I always have to be ready to play in the spot, and like I get a lot of reps, you know, at left tackle, left guard, right tackle. So I would say I'm very comfortable, you know, moving in game from left guard to left tackle or from left guard to right tackle if anything happens.
And what physically you think allows you to play all those positions? Because that's pretty unique to be able to play both sides in guard and tackle. What do you bring that allows you to do that?
I just think really if you move so much, I don't really think it's physical. Really, I just think it's more mental, because as you go from different sides, have to you have to think more, but the more you do it, the more less you have to think, really. So I don't really think there's anything physical about it, because it's still just you're still out there on the field playing football. So yeah, that's what I think.
Great, thanks, man.
All right, last one for Joshua. Brennan Marks, go ahead, Brennan.
Hi, Joshua. Thanks so much for taking the time, and congrats on getting to play on Saturday for the first time. Wanted to follow up again on some of the positional versatility with you. How did the coaches first sort of decide that was something they wanted you to do? Because you don't see that from every offensive lineman. So how did you, I guess, sort of first get pulled down that path or trajectory, if that makes sense?
Last year, in spring, I was playing right guard, left guard, and left tackle. And then in the season 2, I think the Wake Forest game, I had to play right tackle, and I was the backup left tackle. And then in the middle of the season 2, I started at left guard. So I just think that it was just kind of a thing that was just building up. And then I guess when we came back to start, working out and everything, Coach Searles would just put me, anywhere, and then I would just do what I have to do. So I guess that's how it started.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Joshua, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys too.
Thanks, Joshua.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We will begin with Andrew Jones. So Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Sam. Mac told us yesterday that he went up to you after the game Saturday and said, great game. And the first thing out of your mouth was you identified a throw that you could have made better. What is it about your wiring that no matter how well things go, you're so uber focused on a couple of the things that maybe didn't go as well as you want?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way you get better is focusing on the things that you don't do well. It's easy to go in the film room and watch the plays that you did good on. Anyone can go in there and watch that all day, but I think what really separates people is when they can actually go in the film room and watch the bad cut-ups and watch all the bad plays and actually try to learn from those and try to get better. So that's really what I focus on after every game. Obviously, I do watch the good plays just to see it. But yeah, I definitely like to focus on the bad plays because I think that's the only way I can get better.
Do you ever allow yourself to be satisfied even for a few moments of the positives?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely am satisfied because I think it's just a credit of my preparation because playing this position is not easy at this level. So definitely when things do go the right way, it definitely is very satisfying just knowing that the work you put in throughout the week and the preparation is paying off.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, CL Brown, go ahead.
Hi, Sam. I've been asking offensive guys. You guys have scored on the opening possession of every game so far. Why do you feel like you guys are so successful right out of the gate?
I would probably just say it's our mentality coming out that we want to set the tone. Me personally, I like getting the ball first. I don't like deferring to the second half, so I like to get the ball and go ahead and set the tone. So that's kind of what we talk about right before we go out onto the field, just setting the tone for the game. And after that, if we score on the first drive, it kind of just gives our offense like a sign of confidence, knowing that we can go down and put a drive together and score. So I think something that we can do better is just being consistent. Last year we didn't start fast. We finished strong. This year we start fast and we kind of tend to slow down a little bit and then pick it back up in the fourth quarter. So I think that's just one way we can get better, just staying consistent throughout all 4 quarters.
Yeah, and kind of Coach Brown kind of hinted at that, saying that he felt like after a couple of games, he felt like you guys may have let up a little bit after getting the early lead, after scoring early. What is it going to take to kind of erase that so you guys keep your foot on the pedal?
Yeah, I think you just got to do it. We just got to keep going. We can't let up no matter what the score is. We talk about a lot. No matter what the score is, we act like it's 0-0. No matter if we're up 21-0 In the first quarter, we still treat it like a 0-0 game, treat it like we have to score. So that's really our mentality, and we just need to do a better job of that.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep.
Let's go over to Aaron Beard.
Hey, Sam. Mac yesterday was talking about the rankings being number 5 and kind of making a joke that people might look at the top 4 that are tradition programs and say, oh, I get it. Why is North Carolina there? I'm curious how the players look at it. You know, I know you don't pay attention to polls when you're preparing for a game, but it's a nice thing to have. It's not something this program's had often, but at the same time, is there a degree of proving that you're worth that ranking, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we don't pay too much attention to it, but we definitely do acknowledge it. And it's definitely cool to see that North Carolina is ranked number 5 in the country. Just seeing how far this program's come in just a couple of years. But yeah, I mean, we definitely are aware that a lot of people probably don't think we should be that high in the rankings. So we just want to go out there and prove people wrong. But really, honestly, it's really not about what other people are saying. It's about us. You know, we know inside our locker room, inside our team, that rankings right now really don't mean anything. We still got to go out there and win all the games that we play. So we're really just trying to take it one game at a time.
All right, let's go over to Ross Martin.
Hey, Sam, I figured someone has to ask this. You were committed to Florida State for a pretty long time before flipping to UNC. Obviously, different coaching staff down there now, but emotions to going down to Tallahassee, knowing your connection to Florida State. I mean, thoughts on just kind of getting down there?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely haven't really thought about it much. You know, I've seen some stuff on Twitter as far as fans and stuff. When I get on social media, I try to stay off of it. But, I mean, there really is no bad blood between me and the players. And like you said, it's a different coaching staff. So I still have a lot of respect for those guys down there. And I still pull for those guys every week unless they're playing us. So, yeah, I'm definitely just kind of excited to go and play against some of those guys. You know, I know a lot of guys on that team. So it'll definitely be a fun matchup. And they're a really good team. And their record doesn't really show how good they are. They're very talented. I think it's probably the most talented team we've played so far. So it's a great matchup for us. We got to be prepared.
Great. And briefly, what have you noticed in particular about the offensive line, how they've improved from game 1 to game 2 to game 3? Obviously, I think they had their best game on Saturday against Virginia Tech. Yeah,
definitely. I just think in all aspects of the game, whether it's run game and pass protection, they're just doing a really good job. I think just watching them blocking the run game on Saturday was really impressive. You know, that's the best I've ever been around. They're just firing off the ball and just moving people all over the place. So Coach Surratt's done a really, really good job with those guys, and I'm excited about what those guys have done and where they're going because they come to work every single week and they just keep getting better. So that's something I'm excited to see with those guys up front.
Great. Thanks, Sam.
Yep.
Okay, Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, how does Mac Brown and the coaching staff address penalties with the team?
Yeah, that's definitely something that we go over on Sundays after the game. We've had a lot of penalties our first 3 games, so Mac Brown's definitely been all over those. And before every practice, before almost every period of practice, he makes sure he addresses the penalties because that's something I think we might have lost the penalty battle in every single game that we've played. And when you get into close games, that can be the difference. So we definitely want to make sure we're paying more attention to those and playing cleaner and smarter football. But, yeah, he definitely addresses it on Sunday in our meeting.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Brennan Marks, go ahead.
Hey, Sam. 3 games now. It's a little bit of a sample size of, who you guys are. Like Mac has said, like you've said, who you are is what you show on film. Is there anything that you feel like you still don't know about this team, particularly about this offense, even though, now you have 3 games this year worth of tape to show for it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing I would say is I still don't think we've put it together as a team. I just think this team can get so much better. I think we didn't play great on offense the first 2 games, and our defense played really good. I think we had a really good game on Saturday, and I think the defense had a little. I think they still played good at times, but there's a couple big plays that let up, and I just think we need to put it together. And when we put it together, I think we can be really good. So I just think like one thing is like we've had some success, and we really haven't played a complete game as far as putting everything together. So I think once we're able to do that, then we can really take the next step as a team.
Is that just a focus thing or like a coincidence thing that, you guys do well, one side does well one week, one side does well? Like how does that come to be, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's a lot of things that go into it. I probably can't give you one answer for that, but definitely just everyone just focusing, like you said, and just preparing the right way, and just coming ready to play on Saturday, and everyone just giving it everything they got. And if everyone just gives it all they got, then I think we'll have a really good chance.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, let's go over to Tomasi Duamensa.
Hey, Sam. So we hear a lot from the coaches and the players that the culture is very unified there and that everybody's pushing each other, really working hard out here. So how do you guys maintain that culture?
Yeah, I mean, I just think we're under good leadership and Coach Brown. He's kind of created a family atmosphere here, and all the guys on the team are really close. And I don't really think it's not even anything we think about, or it's not a challenge at all as far as maintaining that culture goes. I mean, our culture is our culture. I mean, we just do it every day, and that's just kind of who we are as a team. And I think that's all just a credit to Coach Brown and the staff he's brought here, and just kind of what his messages are to us, and just how this team's come together.
All right, next up, Taylor Viples.
Hey, Sam, going off at family-like culture, the last quarterback at Carolina to start 3-0 was Marquese Williams. How would you describe what your relationship with Queese is like?
Yeah, Marquese has been a big brother to me throughout this process. I met him when I was in high school, and I grew up watching him, and I was a big fan of him. So he's definitely someone I talk to on a weekly basis. Just whenever I need advice, I can always go to Marquese, and he's always been there for me. So it's definitely a blessing to have him, who had a lot of success here. Just have someone to rely on, and because he's been in my seat, he's been in my shoes, and he's done all this. So I'm definitely blessed to have Marquese, and he's been a really good resource of mine.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, last one, Sam. Gregory Hall. Go ahead, Gregory.
Sam, I was curious how much of the NFL you watch.
Yeah, I mean, we practice on Sundays and we have meetings, so it's kind of hard to watch all the games, but I definitely try to catch the night game and just a little bit of some of the games throughout the day, and then I watch like the highlights on YouTube and stuff at nighttime. But yeah, we really don't have much time to watch the games.
Yeah, I was just curious with Drew Brees' comeback last night, if you got to watch that and take anything with similar quarterback builds and place.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch the second half, so that's definitely something I'm probably getting ready to watch here in a little bit. I'm gonna go in there and watch the second half of that game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure he did a really good job. He's a really good player.
And then I was curious what your scouting report was of Florida State. Obviously, you said that they're more talented than their record shows. What else have you seen out of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at just the talent they have, like I said, I mean, this is definitely the most talented team we've seen this far. So I think every position has to really bring their A game and play 100%. They're just thinking from their secondary. Their secondary is really good. They have some speed. I think one of their corners is a really good player. He's kind of created some turnovers. And I know a couple of those guys, and I know they're really, really good players. So then their linebackers are also good players. You know, seriously, everyone on their defense is a really good player. And that's why I don't really think their record does justice to how good they are. So we definitely got to be prepared all across the board as far as their depth goes. And I mean, they're a really good team.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Sam. Thanks for spending some time with us today. Appreciate it.